Hey everybody, good morning and welcome to Career Day. My name is Jared Mathis and I am one of the team members of our Baylor University Career Center. And on behalf of all of us here at the Career Center, congratulations. This is an incredible accomplishment. Finishing school forever for most of you. That's very exciting, and we're excited to be a part of Senior Week with you. Today we're going to talk a little bit about careers, hopefully mitigate some fears, let you know that you're not alone, and provide some practical tips that you can provide or that you can apply today. Throughout this time, we're going to be fielding some questions, so if you have questions about anything related to careers, please put it in the comments. Our team will send that to me, and hopefully I can answer it for you. If you have the question, the likelihood that someone else has the question is high, so don't be afraid to shoot it out there. This is a unique time. I would imagine for some of you, for most of you, it doesn't look like what you had expected. Maybe you received a job offer and that job offer was rescinded. Maybe the company that you wanted to work for has put a freeze on hiring. The future is uncertain. So we want to provide some tips that apply in all times, but especially now due to the coronavirus and all of the changes. Some of you may be asking, I don't know what else I could do. I don't know what's out there that I'm capable of. If you're asking these questions, my first piece of advice to you is to do a little introspection. At the Career Center, we have what are called career assessments. They're basically quizzes, and I know you've taken a lot of quizzes and you're done with that, but these are incredibly helpful ways to get to know who you are, your strengths, your skills, and what you're capable of. It's not magic. We're not going to tell you the one job that you can do or that's perfect for you. But what it can do is clarify some things for you. Maybe you have a lot of things on the table and you need some direction. Maybe you had this one job in mind that didn't work out. We can show you some other things that do work. So I encourage you to take a career assessment. You can do that by going to Handshake and clicking on the Resources tab and following the steps to your specific college. After that, we'll reach out. We'd love to talk to you about how to interpret that and what to do next. One thing I like to do when I'm feeling a little bit uncertain about a job or when I'm working with students that feel a little uncertain is to get a piece of paper out, to draw a line down the middle, and to, on the left-hand side, write all the things that I've done, the classes I've taken, projects I've been a part of, the organizations that I've been a part of while I'm here at Baylor, my part-time jobs, my internships, anything and everything I've done. I write that on the left. And then on the right-hand side of the page, I'll go through and I'll think about what I learned from those experiences. Or maybe the strengths and skills that allow me to be successful there. This is a great way to get to know yourself and to understand more fully what you bring to the table. When you understand this, you will not only see that you can do a lot, but you'll also find that you communicate your value to employers on a resume or in an interview much better. I'm going to take a pause real quick. I think we've got a question coming in. All right, we're going to hit that one in just a minute because it applies to something we're going to talk about. Now, you may have done all of this and you may say, great, I've got an idea, but I'm still not sure what to do. Some of my friends are going to grad school, maybe I should do that. That seems like a great opportunity because I don't have to look for a job quite yet. And grad school is wonderful. I'm actually pursuing a master's in the Department of Communication and I am loving it. It's developing some skills, it's making me a better professional. But I would caution you when it comes to grad school. Grad school is a great opportunity, but if your career path doesn't necessarily require that, or if all you're doing is going to grad school to push off looking for a job, you may not be going for the right reasons. I don't want you to get into a program that you're not interested in, doing research on something you don't care about, and taking on a lot of debt just because you didn't want to look for a job. So grad school is great, and if that's what you've decided, we want to help you do that well. Our office helps people with their professional statements, with their research interests, with their CVs, whatever it is that you have to use to apply to graduate school, we want to help you with. So let us know if that's the route that you've chosen. if you decide that grad school is not for you, if you've taken an assessment and you've figured out who you are and what you're interested in, and you want to start searching for some jobs, I have a few pieces of advice that I'd like to outline. Just 6 things that I think could be really helpful. The first is to cast a wide net. It's easy to find one place to search for jobs and to hone in on that. LinkedIn is a great place to search for jobs because you can not only find out what people from Baylor work there, but you can find out how many people have applied for that job. I encourage you to use that. Indeed and Google are great aggregates because there's so much content. The downside of that is that you have to wade through a lot of content, but these are good tools. There are 2 tools specifically, though, I encourage you to use. The first is called Career Shift. Career Shift is provided by the Career Center, and it's a way for you to search for people and their contact information and search for jobs. What I love about Career Shift is that it shows you jobs that are posted all across the internet on big aggregates like Indeed and LinkedIn, and on specific company websites. This last semester I was working with a student and she wanted a marketing job for an art gallery in Dallas. I was a little overwhelmed and I did not think we could find that, but we went to Career Shift, we typed it in. Lo and behold, an art gallery in South Dallas had posted on their company website that they were looking for a marketing person. We wouldn't have found that if we used another tool, but she was able to apply and able to find contact information for the person who would be her boss. She could reach out, she could send a letter letting them know that she's excited about that opportunity, and she ended up getting the job. So it's a great tool to use, and I encourage you to check it out by going to Handshake. Which brings me to Handshake. Handshake is our university's premier job and internship search resource. On Handshake, you can do on a lot of sites, which is search for jobs by location, by industry, by keyword. The benefit of using Handshake is that the organizations who have posted there have done so because they want Baylor students. They want you. So applying on Handshake gives you a leg up on the competition, right? I encourage you to check it out. It's a great resource. If you have trouble navigating it, we're here to help you do so. I think the big takeaway here is that you have a toolkit with a lot of tools in it. And I encourage you not to lean too heavily into one, but use them all and see them all as beneficial. So casting a wide net is important. Starting broad is equally important. It's easy to have something in mind, right? A specific job. And then we put in all these filters and we narrow and we don't find anything. I encourage you to start with some broad filters, to not limit yourself by industry or limit yourself by company size or even location. There's a lot out there and I don't want you to miss anything. One way to not miss anything is to be creative in the way that you search. Sometimes organizations use different keywords for jobs. Communication is a great example. Organizations might have a communication team or people that do those types of things, but maybe it falls under marketing or public relations or communication. And if we're not using different keywords, we might miss out on some great opportunities. So I encourage you to think through that. Even different iterations of the same word. Write, writer, writing. It sounds silly to search all these different ways, but it can be incredibly helpful. So make sure you're starting broad, you're being creative. And I encourage you in all of this to cast a wide net because you never know what tools are going to be great. I also encourage you to take it a step at a time. The job search process can be incredibly overwhelming, right? You gotta find the jobs, you gotta apply for the jobs, hopefully hear back from someone. How do you do it all and still stay sane? My advice is to take baby steps. Maybe one day you just search for jobs and you save them. You find 50 jobs or 100 jobs, you think they're great, you really haven't looked into them that much, but you save them. The next day you come back you filter out those jobs and you find the ones that are especially interesting or that you could do. So that's step 2. Maybe the next day you come back and you say, you know what? I'm going to apply for these. So I'm going to work on my resumes. The next day I'm going to work on my cover letters, and then I'm going to apply. So what you've done by breaking this up into steps is that you've created small successes for yourself. So you're keeping your momentum going, you're staying positive, you're seeing yourself make progress. And that's what we want for you, is progress. And we're here every step of the way to help you through that. And in all of that, I do encourage you to track everything. The jobs you find, the companies they're at, links to those, when you apply, when you've heard back. You could make columns for anything and everything in Excel, and I encourage you to do so because you won't know what you need to work on, or you won't know when to reach out to that company again unless you're tracking. Maybe you've applied for 100 jobs and you haven't gotten an interview at any of them. I would pause and say, what about my application needs work? Maybe you've gotten some interviews, right? You've gotten some momentum there, some phone calls, but you haven't moved on to the next stage. Maybe you need to work on some interviewing skills. So if you keep track of those things, you know where you can grow. So I encourage you to do that. All of these steps apply now, and they'll apply in 10 years when you're searching for a job mid-career. So there's some great things to keep in mind. You know, now we're dealing with the fallout of coronavirus. Unemployment is incredibly high. A lot of people have frozen their hiring. So what do we do if we've applied for a job and that company has put the job on hold? My piece of advice for you is to reach out to a recruiter at that company. Say, hey, I applied for this job and I know you put the job on hold. I just want you to know that I'm incredibly excited about this opportunity and would love to speak with you down the road if you choose to open up this position again. And maybe in a few weeks or a month, you follow up and you say, hey, just checking in, wanted to see how you're doing, how everything's going with the company. Let you know I'm still excited. By doing this, you show that you care about that person, you care about the state of the company, and you're very excited about this position. And I guarantee you that most people won't do that. Most people will apply and never make contact with a recruiter. So if you can be that person, you will set yourself apart. There's also a really great resource on Career Shift that lists a ton of companies, we're talking thousands of companies, and where they're at in terms of hiring. So if you go to Career Shift, on the main page, you'll see it, you can click on it, and all of these people across the country have filled out a Google Doc, and it's being updated in real time, and you can see whether a company is frozen hiring, whether they're still hiring, or if there's conflicting information, read some notes about that company. So I encourage you to do that. I encourage you to check out our post on Handshake about the companies on Handshake that are still hiring. These resources are incredible and are available to you as a Baylor student, as a future Baylor grad. That's pretty incredible. Another resource that's available to you, and probably one of the best resources available to you as a job seeker and as a working professional, are the people around you. Have you let people know that you're looking for work? Maybe that random uncle or the parent of your roommate freshman year works for a company that's looking for someone who has your skill set. Maybe there's someone who's doing a job that you want to do that could give you some advice or help you make connections. In my class that I teach, I always have students make a diagram. And in the middle of the diagram, they put family and close friends. And on the edge of the diagram, they put what they want to do or the places they want to work. And what matters is in between. Who are these people that are in between where we are now and our goals? We can list advisors from student organizations. We can list faculty members, our friends parents, that random family friend who always shows up at Thanksgiving. Right? There are a lot of people in your life that need to know that you're looking because they may have some advice, they may have some connections. Also, you are joining a group of thousands of Baylor alumni. Thousands. And they're spread out across industries and across the country, doing a variety of things. And if I've learned anything from my time as a Baylor grad and working with Baylor grads, it's that they love to help other members of the Baylor family. Now, how do you find these people? If you don't have a LinkedIn account, I encourage you to create one. You can search for jobs and connect with people, but you can also navigate our Baylor alumni. If you go to Baylor's LinkedIn page and click on the Alumni tab, you can search for alums by industry, by company, by major, and by skill set. It's pretty incredible. There are about 90,000 on there right now, and you can filter it down to find those people that may be just right for you. I encourage you to use this time to reach out to people. Say, hi, my name is Jared, I'm a recent Baylor grad, and I'm looking for a role in this specific industry. I noticed that you do X at this company, and I'm really intrigued. I'd love to learn more about what you do and get some advice. Do you have a few minutes to chat on the phone? It's as simple as that. You're not asking for the world. You're not asking for a job at that moment. You're just asking to learn, asking to make connections. And what I found is that alums are quick to say yes. I'd love to jump on the phone with you. I'd love to tell you about my experience transitioning from Baylor to the working world and my experience in this career. That conversation may lead to another conversation, may lead to another conversation, may lead to someone putting in a good word for you when you apply for a job. There was a study run in 2016 that found that 25% of hires came from referrals. 25%, that's pretty crazy. And it's a great argument for why you need to network. That word may be a little scary to some people, so think about it as relationship building. Just getting to know people. Think about the people in your life. Think about the people that are part of the Baylor family and make some connections. Between that and these search strategies, there's a lot that you can do to grow as a professional, to move toward that first job. And know this, as you're working through this process, we're here for you. We have a team of professionals, 20 plus professionals, that are spread out across colleges here at Baylor University. And our goal is to see you succeed, to give you the tools that allow you to do so, and to walk with you every step of the way. If you meet with us virtually at this point, it's not a one and done conversation. We want to have a conversation and then check in and walk with you and navigate the tricky parts of the job process. So come talk to us. You can find out more about us and how to get in touch with us on Handshake. If you go to baylor.joinhandshake.com, you can click the Career Center tab and you can schedule an appointment with us. We want to get to know you. We want to work with you through this process. We want to answer your questions. That's actually what we're going to be doing right now and throughout the rest of today. So if you have questions about resumes, we're going to tackle those at noon. If you have questions about interviewing, which can be pretty tricky, we're going to tackle that at 7. Right now, if you have any general questions about the job search, coronavirus, what to do in networking, let me know. Put it in the comments. One of my team members is going to text me and we'll go through some of those questions together. Let's see what we got. Okay, this is a great question. I'm a little nervous about reaching out to someone. How do I make it sound kind and inviting? How do I make it sound like someone would want to talk to me? That's a great question. I think, like I said earlier, we don't want to ask for a job right off the bat. What we want to do is say, hey, this is who I am. We have this shared Baylor connection. I just want to get to know you, and I want to learn from your experience. Do you have some time? Small asks, right? Open-ended asks. That's the way to go. All right, let's see if we have anything else. If you have questions, don't be afraid to put them in the comments. If we don't get to them now, what we're going to do is look through those and we'll reply to those comments throughout the rest of the day. Right, something that I just thought about. I didn't get a question, but you may be thinking, how do I make the most of these online tools like Handshake? That's a great question. The way these systems are designed is they have incredible algorithms that work in the background for you. They may send you jobs that they think you'd be good at. To make those algorithms work to their fullest potential, we want to make sure that your profile is filled out. We want to make sure that you're putting your interests down, that you're going to your settings and saying, yes, I want to receive text, I want to receive emails. That's the best thing you can do, because this system will work for you while you sleep. You may get emails in the middle of the night saying, hey, we found a job that you should apply for. So do that today. Fill out your profile to the fullest extent. Set up your notifications so that you get notifications about jobs and internships. All right, here we go. Okay, if you've never been on Handshake, you may think, what in the world is he talking about? I know what a Handshake is, but what's this platform? That's a great question. It's a platform that exists solely for you as a Baylor student, and you can do everything from scheduling an appointment with me, looking at resources like resume templates, and searching for jobs. So again, go to baylor.joinhandshake.com. You can log in with your bare ID and your password. You already have an account. It's pretty simple to get started. Here we go. How can I market my people skills? My grades are not great. That's a wonderful question. How can you market your people skills? Show us how you use those people skills. Maybe you took the lead on a project for your student organization, raising money for a local nonprofit. Or maybe you have experience navigating conflict or change within an organization. Maybe you worked in food services and you provided excellent customer service. We can talk about our people skills within the context of those experiences. Oftentimes, people will talk about their past jobs, maybe part-time jobs. And they'll talk about the things they did, the tasks. And those things are important. Or maybe you checked people out, maybe you took people's orders. Those are good things. But there's also something behind that. You provided excellent customer service. You provided a welcoming environment, and you worked in a fast-paced environment while being respectful to your peers, your coworkers, and the people at that organization or in that establishment. So it's okay if you don't have a great GPA. There are a lot of other things you can do to boost your potential as an applicant. So we want to talk about all those other things. Maybe you are really involved in your community, in your church. Let's talk about what that looks like. Did you lead a small group of people? Maybe you helped coordinate some events. All of those things are great ways to talk about your people skills, or any skills, in light of a low GPA. We're going to talk about that in more depth here in a little bit at noon when we talk about resumes. Right, anything else? Okay, we're going to wrap it up. Thank y'all so much for joining. We look forward to noon, and we look forward to talking to you, getting to know you, and helping you through this process. Thanks so much.